Dublin Bottling Works craft sodas. Best craft sodas you can get. DublinBottlingWorks.com. Good buddy of mine runs that company, and I just want to put a plug in for him. But that is not what this video is about. Even though it tastes really good. What this video is about is comparing the ILBE and the Molle 2 systems, patrol pack systems or assault pack systems, and seeing which one is the best one. Now that I've had a chance to take each pack, the ILBE assault pack and the Molle 2 patrol pack, on extended hunting trips, now that I've had a chance to take them on just, hour-long hiking along the road exercise trips, I'm ready to make a comparison. But you say, I see 4 packs here. That's right. In addition to the ILBE, you've got the original Molle patrol pack, and then the Molle 2 patrol pack that I mentioned, and then the Molle 2 assault pack. Now here's the thing. The ILBE and the Molle patrol pack have the same cubic inches, so they're the ones we need to compare. Plus the fact that those are the 2 that I took on the hunting trip. But I just have the original Molle patrol pack and the Molle 2 assault pack out here just to kind of, well, it's because I'm a pack whore and I want you to see how many packs I got. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these 2 guys aside for the moment, and we're going to concentrate on these 2 guys. We're going to compare them, and I'm going to give you my views of which one's better in the different areas. Cool? Okay, first off, before we get started, I want to reiterate, this is the Molle 2 assault pack. This is the ILBE assault pack. This is the Molle 2 day pack. There is no ILBE day pack. This pack served the purpose that both of these had. This pack is 200 cubic inches, or 2,000, I'm sorry, 2,000 cubic inches. This one's 1,500, this one's 1,500. And therefore, we are going to compare them for their cubic inch cubic inchedness, rather than their stated purpose. Even though they say this is an assault pack, this is a much bigger pack. And, when they made the transition to the ILB, I guess they decided they didn't need that much main pack for their assault pack, because they all have got Molle, and you can attach more stuff if you have to. So even though this is less attachable, and what do you mean by less attachable? Well, look at the bottom, slick bottom. However, the Molle system has the ability on both of them to attach the Molle 2 waist pack, and that little Molle 2 waist pack, which nobody really gets crazy about, that actually carried a lot of room for soft stuff. Some of your snivel gear could go there and turn one of these packs into an overnighter. You could carry enough stuff in that waist pack that you could rest overnight, have an overnight stay fairly comfortable, and it certainly took the pack to the next level as far as capability. There is no capability like that here. Okay, that's the first thing I want to say. Now, that being said, we're gonna take the Molle 2 assault pack away, and we're going to concentrate on these 2 guys right here. Now, if you're one of my 5 faithful, the first thing I want to do is point out that in my last video I showed you that I had a damaged zipper. Well, I have fixed it. You see that pink string there, or the pink sewing string. I have fixed it. And I want to say this. I find the Molle system packs more robust right off the bat. I just want to tell you that. Now, am I saying this is not a robust pack? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that I find these guys to be a little more robust. Don't know if the specifications were different or what, but I just find it to be so. So we're going to look at these 2 packs, and we're going to compare them from top to bottom, and just compare the features and see which one is more fitting for our purposes. And understand that my purposes and probably your purposes now are not the same as the military's when they were putting these packs together and things like that. Totally understand that. All right, starting at the top, they both have grab handles. Um, they're fine. They both have holes for hydration and radio. Now, they're easy to find on this pack. They're right there. But they're a little harder to find over here on the ILBE. The hydration, or a place for a hydration hose, can be found right here. And that's a really nice little way of doing it because the flaps kind of overhang each other to keep anything from getting in. And then for hydration and radio antennas, you've got these two. I don't really feel that that would be as great for a radio antenna. This flap, this weather flap, kind of is going to kind of mess around with your antenna depending on what kind it is. But I'm sure that they figured out how to make it work. I do think that these are simpler and more usable. Now, all that being said, I really don't have a use for that feature. So, but I just want to show it for you. Now, up top, the Molle has something that the ILBE does not, and that is these straps and buckles. Now, the buckles are really there because this is how the Molle 2 attaches to the main pack. But they went ahead and put these buckles on. Now, let me back up. These straps go around the frame, so they need a strap, but they could have easily had just put a male buckle onto the frame and that would have worked. Instead, they chose to put the strap and both male and female on the assault pack or on the day pack or whatever you want to call it, patrol pack. It's a patrol pack. Now, I like this feature, and the reason why is because by keeping both buckles and a strap on here, you have the option of using this for other things. I've showed you in another video where you can do that Civil War roll and maybe put a poncho or a thin blanket or some sort of a ground sheet on here. A ground sheet would be wonderful right there. But what I've used it for is when I'm out hunting, if it's real muddy, it is real muddy where I hunt, and of course the mud is not just mud, it's also pig crap and stuff like that. I don't want to lay my pack down on the ground if I can help it. So very often I will use these straps to strap it to a tree limb or to hang it from the suspension and the framework that the hunting stands rest on. So that really has come in handy. And what I've done over here is I've used these side straps, these compression straps, not quite as good for that purpose. So I really do like that. Now let's talk about exterior pouches. The exterior pouch on the Molle 2 is this huge Claymore pouch, and it is big, and it's what helps this small main pouch add up to 1,500 cubic inches like the ILBE. And I really like it because you've got a secondary large pouch, and it's once again just a big pouch, but it really comes in handy versus this side access pouch that really is only good for flatter items. Beanies, gloves, maps, things like that work well in there, but to my experience, that's about it. Now let's look at the PALS webbing, the amount of PALS webbing on these two packs. On the side, you've got quite a generous bit of PALS webbing. You got 3 rows up and 3 rows across down here, and then you got this one little strip, which actually you would think is kind of a waste, but I've actually used it. It comes in handy. Over here on the ILBE, you have 3 rows, and frankly, it's 3 rows up, and it's, for all practical purposes, it's only 3 rows across because this will not work for anything except for maybe one of those, oh, what do they call them? The Tactical Tailor fight lights, I think. That would work there. But you do have these 2 compression straps on each side, And they do come into play. I've used them to help secure items, and you know, they do count for something. Now, looking at the front, this is pretty much useless up here. I have put a couple grenade pouches or compass pouches there, but it's kind of a bad place for it. I don't know why they didn't go up a little bit and put 2 rows or something like that, or do nothing at all. But that's all you have on the Molle 2 because you've got that big pouch. Now over here on the ILBE, you've got a very generous 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 rows up, and then what, 5 across. Although, once again, this one is almost useless unless you have a fight light or even an Alice clip. But that's really nice. That's really nice. You can put a large, like a sustainment pouch or a large pouch on there. Obviously, you can put several different pouches on there. So it kind of equals out. You got a lot more on the side for the Molle 2, but you got a lot more on the back for the ILBE. I say it equals out. However, I like having more on the side. I don't like my packs to go out. I like them to go wide if I have to add stuff to them. So that's personal preference, but once again, I've got to give it to the Molle 2. Now to the back of the packs where the straps are. Maybe you call this the front. I don't know. I call it the back. Very similar as far as the pack straps go, as far as the thickness and width of them. I wouldn't say one is really more comfortable feeling than another. They're very, very similar. There are 2 big differences here. One I'll point out is that the ILBE has a waist strap. It has a belt, and that can be tucked in and stowed away, or it can be worn. And when you're dealing with you know, what would amount to the max weight that this pack can handle, that would really come in handy. The Molle 2 does not have one. Now, I want to say, and I don't have it out anymore, but I want to say that the Assault Pack does, but the Patrol Pack does not for sure. Now, the other difference is up here. You'll notice that the ILBE pack straps are fixed at the top. They're also fixed at the bottom, by the way. Well, the Molle 2 is fixed at the bottom, but not at the top. At the top, they can come off, and you have 4 choices, I guess really 2 sets of choices is how I should say it, of the width that you want to attach the pack straps, the width at which you want to attach the pack straps. You can go with this width, which is pretty, well, it's even wider than this. This is very, very, very narrow. You can go with this, or you can go with a more wider setting, and that might come into play if you're wearing armor. So they wanted to give you a choice there. They both have sternum straps, nothing there to see. They both have minimal padding, not a lot, but enough for what you're going to be doing. And finally, we're going to look at the inside of the packs. On the ILBE, you've got one large pack pouch. It does have a hydration pouch inside of it, and it has these little hydration buckles for attaching a specific hydration pouch, which I do not have. At least I assume it's specific. And then there's this zippered area for replacing or taking out the hard piece that kind of gives it stability back there. And I assume there's a little bit of foam. I think there is. No, I don't think there is. I think it's just a hard plastic piece that gives the pack shape. So it's just one big pouch. And then there's this little front pouch, which is really, oh, sure enough, it's really only good for flat things like a pair of gloves or something, and there's nothing in there. So those are just the 2 only pouches, and you know, I'm not complaining about that. I like, you know, just a big simple pouch. Now over here on the Molle 2, You've got the main pouch, and then you've got this, what they call a Claymore pouch. Big, nice pouch in its own right. Has a little barrel lock to tighten it up, and then, of course, the two Fastex buckles. Now, there is a little inside pouch. There was a bug of some type, spider, I think. A very shallow, flat pouch. Be good for maps. That's about it. Nothing really to talk about there. But then the main pouch is just that, one big main pouch. And again, there is a place, it's not zippered, but there's a pouch for the hard back piece. And I also have a small, or thin rather, cushion piece. I don't know what it is, some sort of foam piece. And there are some rings. I won't call them D rings because they're more like O rings or Q rings, or I don't know what you call these rings. Anyway, these are rings to take the, I thought there was another set of them down here, but I guess it's just one set. They are to take the radio pouch if you want to put that in there. So from the standpoint of the insides, nice and simple, just two large pouches on this one, and then one large pouch and a small flat pouch on that one. Very simple. Now, this is a review, and at the end of a review, you are kind of obligated to make a choice or to make a recommendation. They're both really good packs. I like them both. I'm going to continue to use them both. But as far as my hunting day pack, I am going to go with the Molle 2. I've used them both quite a few times. I've taken them both on week-long hunting trips, and I just feel that the versatility of the Molle 2 is greater. And I have to say that the majority of that versatility is the PALS webbing ability for the sides. I automatically will be putting a canteen or GP pouch on either side of these, and canteens may go in them, or water bottles, or all kind of other things may go in them, but I just really like that. And I just did not find much use for this side access flat pouch. It disappointed me a little bit. Wasn't bad, it's just I feel like this pouch, or this pack, offers me a little more versatility. Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate you.